Hi, my name is Izzy Engle. I attend Sunrise with my wife, Izzy Engle, and our two children, Hannah and Andrew. Hannah's our 14-year-old daughter, and Andrew is a 17-year-old autistic boy. He was diagnosed when he was about 3 years old with autism spectrum disorder, along with a rage disorder. And that's about where normal ends for the conversation. You lose sometimes perspective of your family as a whole. Your entire focus becomes your special needs child, and it becomes difficult to maintain the balance between a marriage, relationship with my wife, a relationship with Hannah. All of your resource goes towards maintaining sanity. Typical parents of a special need child will go through different phases. You start with a bit of denial. Many times we go into a little bit of anger, and usually it turns into some form of acceptance. That usually includes, as it did for me as a father, giving up the dreams I had for Andrew. I had expected that I would have a son that would grow up and play basketball. I'll get to teach him things, teach him how to work on cars, teach him how to play basketball, teach him how to drive, you name it. And you have to sort of set all of that aside, which is somewhat devastating for parents, and you start over. A lot of parents struggle, and I struggle with, my wife and I struggle with the point that there is no end. I don't expect Andrew to grow out of this. I don't expect him to change. I expect that he's going to live with this for the rest of his life. On many occasions, I've prayed, my wife and I have prayed, the church has prayed for healing, for relief, and the answer has been no. And that's a tough thing to accept at times. Imagine having a 6'2" 17-year-old boy having a 2-year-old temper tantrum. Andrew holds the ability to unleash superhuman strength. We battle on occasions where he will get out of hand, and you will literally have Hannah barricading, locking herself in her room for her own protection. I will be wrestling with Andrew, usually laying right on the floor, trying to control him. Teresa either trying to stay out of the way, trying to make sure that I'm not getting hurt any worse than it has to be, calling a friend, calling the police. Those situations happen more regularly than I would like to admit. As a father and as a man, knowing that my job is to protect my family, knowing that I can't, and knowing that I've got a situation that's grown to the point that I cannot protect my family, or I cannot guarantee protection for my family, it's heartbreaking. It is difficult to maintain the strength that you need to have a relationship with anybody else. And most nights, Teresa and I are just literally exhausted. We're just at the end of our rope, and there's nothing left. And then you've got Hannah in the mix as well. You've got another child who is sometimes abandoned. I know she's scared, locked in her room, and there's nothing we can do about it. I pray for strength for myself and for my family. There's a tremendous amount of energy that goes into maintaining order and maintaining structure. Strength to recover when you have an event, after a battle Andrew over something. And sometimes God sends a unexpected answer. We've had battles where Andrew's gone for an hour or two, and you would think it was the end of the world. And we finally get him calmed down. He goes, sings in the shower, and he's singing, "Lord, I need you." And you know he's in the right spot. And I know we're in the right spot because God has a purpose for him. Andrew's received more support than I could ever ask for from Sunrise, from before his birth, praying with Daryl and Tracy just to have a child, and then every bit of support from that point on through our phases of learning of his disability and learning to deal with it. And for that, I'm so thankful. The best thing you can do for any family with special needs is pray for them. Any one of us can use prayer. I know there's a lot of families in our church, and there's even more outside of our church. Every one of them need every bit of prayer and every bit of support that we can give to them. I encourage everybody to reach a hand out to anyone you may know that has a family with special needs. I personally would be welcome to talk with any one of them. I know we have several people in-house that would love to do that. Anything that we can do to make them feel welcome and comfortable here would be appreciated.